Dear children, today Jesus teaches us what is truly important in life. A young man comes to him with a reasonable and fair request. He wants his parents' inheritance to be shared properly. You see, when parents die, they usually leave their possessions to their children, divided fairly. But in this case, one brother has taken everything, and the other is left with nothing. So the second brother asks Jesus to tell the first to do what's right. Even though the request is fair, Jesus uses this moment to teach a much deeper lesson. He wants us to understand that the only treasure that truly matters doesn't come from this world. And to explain it, he tells a powerful story. In the story, there's a man who does everything well, at least from a human point of view. He works hard, gathers his wheat, and ends up with more than he expected. So he decides to build a bigger barn to store it all. That sounds smart, right? But in Jesus' story, the barn represents something much more important: our soul. And the wheat represents all the blessings and gifts that God gives us throughout our lives. So when God fills our lives with blessings, our soul should also grow, growing in love for God and for others. That's what really matters. Because when we die, we can't take money, houses, or fancy cars with us. The only thing we take is the love in our soul. That's the treasure that lasts forever. We've all seen people who only care about their bodies or comfort. Even if they look happy on the outside, their hearts can be empty and sad. Sometimes we might think, wow, that person is so rich. I wish I had their life. But money is just a tool. It's not the goal. Our real goal is heaven. Yes, we do need money to live, to eat, to have a home, to go to work. If your job is far away, you might need a car. But do you need 5 cars? Of course not. God isn't saying we can't have money. He's reminding us not to let money become the center of our life. Often people who have a lot of money always want more. And strangely, the more they have, the less joy they find in having more. Imagine never having a car and then getting one. You'd be thrilled, but imagine someone who already owns 14 cars. Would getting a 15th bring them real joy? Probably not. They'd be used to it, maybe even bored. Deep down, they'd begin to realize happiness doesn't live there. Some wealthy people don't realize this truth until many years later, when they finally stop to think about their life. They feel sad or even ashamed because they could have used their wealth to do so much good. But instead, they only thought of themselves. We are blessed, dear children. We already know that money can't bring true happiness. Jesus has told us so. And we know that helping others, being kind to someone who is lonely, helping your parents at home, or sharing with a friend brings far more joy than simply trying to earn more. So, pay attention to those small opportunities you have each day to help someone. That's how your soul grows richer in love for God and love for others. That's how you become truly rich in the kingdom of heaven. Amen.